Hey guys, it's Allie. So I did a poll on my Instagram story asking if you guys wanted to see like a black background on a budget kind of walkthrough kind of thing, and a bunch of people said yeah. So I figured while I was editing these pictures I'd kind of walk you guys through that the best I can and show how you can achieve like nice black background results without paying like for Photoshop or Lightroom on a computer, because that stuff gets expensive. And all of these apps are, I believe, should be free. I think the only one that might cost is like Facetune, and there might be a free version for that. So like, and really the only thing you need for this is like a phone. Like, you can use a camera if you want that kind of quality image, but if this is just something you want to do for fun and you're happy with like the quality of like your phone camera, then like you're all set with that. But yeah, so I'm doing this to kind of show, you know, so like anyone can do this with just like a little bit of time and patience, and can get that kind of stuff done. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'm gonna try to explain this the best I can. But yeah. So I'm filming this whole thing screen recording my phone because none of these apps are on my computer, and I also don't have any kind of like screen recording software, so I don't know how this is gonna turn out, but hopefully you guys don't mind because this is just a part of the budget. Okay, so I just want to point out really quickly first that I'm stupid and I forgot to start recording this like before I started the whole thing. But basically what you're going to do is go into Facetune, add the image, go over to tones, and drag the little tone box all the way down to black. And we kind of start from there. So I just kind of didn't add in that initial like adding the image and picking the black color. So you're just going to go in with the black and then start dragging it literally all around the picture. What I tend to do is go over like the major like corners like away from the horse like first, really zoomed out to get that done fast and like out of the way. But the brush is really soft, so you want to not get too close to the horse and zoom in like closer to get a sharper line once you get closer to the horse.
So bring your vibe over here, here, here. Throw it up in the air, air, air. Run my hands through your hair, 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 and give you that love, cause you're oh so rare. You look better over here than you do over there, and I don't wanna share. And you don't let a good thing go to waste.
Then once you get everything around the horse blackened out, what I like to do is I add a little bit line close to the horse's hooves where the ground kind of meets the black background. I add a line there, and then I take the eraser and just very, very lightly go over that to kind of fade into the background. Then once I'm happy with how the black part of the picture looks, I save the image to my camera roll and pull it up over in this app called Retouch, which will just help me get rid of the lead line and stuff like that. So once I'm in Retouch, I switch a lot between the object removal tool and the clone stamp. In this part, I'm using the clone stamp to kind of mask some of the parts of the black that didn't completely like shade over, like whether something in the image was too light and it didn't totally get, or I just kind of missed a spot. And so you can see here, like I just find a part of the image that's actually black and drag it over any parts that aren't totally how I want it to be.
If we make it past the stairs, I don't want to share.
Then once everything is completely covered and I've gotten anything I like missed, I go to the object removal tool and just drag it over anything like the lead line or anything like that that I need to get out of the image without wanting to clone, because on parts of the horse and stuff, if you clone, like you can lose some of like the detail, and it's not perfect, so some parts you'll have to go in and touch back up using the clone stamp or something and just kind of mess around with it. But so I just play between those two until I get it exactly how I want it and try to get it to look as realistic as possible without and just try to get it to kind of look like I didn't completely remove part of the horse.
She said she ain't Lucy, I said not yet.
So once I'm happy with anything that I remove from the image, I'll save the image, and I usually modify the original just to limit the amount of different pictures that I have in my camera roll. And then I go over to Lightroom and upload the image in there. And in there I just kind of go and change stuff like the exposure, contrast, that kind of stuff until I get the pictures how I personally like them. This whole step is really personal preference as to how you like the images. When I'm in here, I pretty consistently lower the shadows, raise the contrast, that kind of stuff, just to blend the black background and the horse together. But this is really just however you want to edit the image. After I finish editing the image, I go and save it to my camera roll again in the maximum available size and open it in VSco. This is kind of a optional step. I use VSco just to edit the image and add like a consistent filter over all of them that kind of I find helps blend the image and give it the look that I want. But if you're happy with it out of Lightroom, or you have a different editing app that you prefer, you can always use that. This is just an app that I have for images, and I have some filters on here that I really like that kind of add a softness to the black and everything. And after I do this, I just save the image to my camera roll and you're done. Hey guys, so I just wanted to add this really quickly to the end of the video that hopefully you guys enjoyed. I tried to hit all the little details and stuff the best that I could, but obviously I didn't hit everything. This is like my first time trying to do this, and some things I probably skimmed over that like might be kind of confusing. So if you guys like have any like questions or want to like know something in a little bit more detail, like please feel free to let me know and I'd be more than happy to explain it to you guys. I just wanted to add that the other thing to keep in mind is that while like some of this is sped up, it does typically take me like 10 or 15 minutes to do and edit, which isn't a huge amount of time, but just keep in mind that it's not going to be necessarily something that you tend to do in 3 to 4 minutes. I mean, I'm sure you could, I can't, but it's also not something that takes like an hour either, which is nice. The other thing that I want to mention is while you can really do this with any picture, it's definitely easiest to do on a picture that already has a darker background, just because it makes it a lot easier to blend everything together and that kind of stuff. But really any picture with a little bit of like patience and trial and error you can make work. And that's the one last thing that I wanted to mention. A lot of this, it's completely like anyone can do it, but it's definitely just some practice and some patience and just trying trial and error to see what kind of works and what doesn't work. Like with your picture, it's a lot of like going in and erasing and blending and that kind of stuff. So the biggest thing is just to be patient and just kind of make it work how you want it. And yeah, and I hope you guys enjoy, and let me know if you want to see any other kind of videos like this. I don't really do very much like editing stuff. If you guys wanted to see it, do some more like, you know, like whatever on a budget, because anything that I do, especially as far as like pictures or anything, really anything in general is concerned, I try to find the cheapest option possible because I'm in college and I don't have that much extra money to like spend on all this stuff. So if you guys want to know how to do like other things that you've seen me do or that you might like just be curious, I definitely wouldn't mind like doing another like, hey, this is how you can do it like way cheaper than some other people do it. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy and let me know what y'all think.